Okay, we are back, middle school coders, and today we're working on level 2 programming with the Angry Birds. I wanted to show you a couple of different levels and going to keep it pretty quick because this is another pretty simple assignment. So I'm going to head on up there and share my screen so we can get started. All right, here we are. So I'm going to start right away in the first lesson, which is number 2, really, because the first one was just the video. Um, we looked at this one in class, and I just wanted to click it together just to show you how easy it was. So for this puzzle, drag all of the blocks together and click run to watch it go. So this time you can see it doesn't say begin here, it says when run. So all of the pieces are on the board. So all I have to do is click to put them together. And there is something just a little bit different this time as well. Right up here at the top where it says workspace, it's giving us a clue. It says 3 out of 3 blocks. And if I take one away, now it says 2 out of 3 blocks. So it's basically letting me know that I need to have at least 3 blocks to make this work. Now, if I was to add extra blocks, what would happen is that it would go over and it would give me a green circle that said it was complete, but it would be a light green circle to let me know that there would be a more efficient way of completing the puzzle. So we'll look at that with maybe something that's a little bit more challenging. So let me hit run and off he goes. Okay, it worked. Now I don't want to go in order. I am going to skip, let's skip right to the middle kind of. And let me hit start over so I can make it fresh. All right, so this time it's telling me that I've got 1 out of 6 blocks. So the when run always counts. That's one of my blocks that I always have to use. And I need to add these movement and turning blocks to make him follow the path to get to the pig. Now I have to avoid the TNT in every level. So you probably have already noticed that. If I accidentally bump into it, it explodes and I lose. So this is a pretty simple path. I just have to go up, make a turn, and then head over. But I wanted to show you something while you were coding that you could use to kind of like help you work through, especially if you got more complicated tasks. So I think I can see what the solution is. So I need to move forward 1 spot. That would bring me here. I'm going to move forward again. That would bring me up here to this corner. I need to turn, and then I need to move again. So I need to go once, twice, and that will get me to the pig. But if I'm not sure, or if it tells me that I'm wrong and I just need to figure it out, I can use this step button that's right next to run. So I can step, and you can see that it highlights that first line of code, the move forward. And then I can step again and it will highlight the next one. So I could actually see each line. So as it goes from block to block to block, I could step it forward and I can figure out if there's a spot where I've messed up. So that's a useful hint if you mess up and you need to kind of go back. So let me just jump all the way to the end now. I'm going to start over. So this one does have no limits. So it doesn't have a block. It says I can get there however I want. So I could just use the move forwards and the turns. But I've also got this repeat block, and it showed up earlier on, but I wanted to use the repeat block for this one. So I want to move forward up to this first TNT thing without hitting it. So that's 1, 2, 3 blocks. So I'm going to drag this out. I'm going to change it to 3, and I'm going to move forward 3 spaces. Now, if I hit run, I could test it to make sure it works before I commit to it. I know that I'm not done yet, but that's okay. And when I get there, I'm going to need to make a turn. So it's a right-hand turn. Now these turns are actually identical because you can pull this down and choose one or the other. But they've given us a left and a right in the toolbox or a left and a right block just to make it a little simpler. So after I turn, I'm going to move down 1, 2, 3 blocks. So I'm going to change that to 3. And then I'm going to turn once more, but this time I'm turning the opposite direction, I believe. So I'm going to go left. And then I'm going to need to go forward 1, 2, 3 blocks. So it's kind of a pattern here. So let's see it work. I win. All right. So let me just hit replay. Now, the repeat blocks are not necessary, but they make everything a lot neater. So I'm just going to kind of move this off to the side, and I'm just going to go, whoops, 1, 2, 3, turn right. Then I'm going to go 1, 2, I'm recycling my blocks here. 3, turn left, and then I can go 1, 2, 3. I'll throw those out, and I'm going to reset it, and I'm going to run that too. So even though it gets me to the same exact spot, it's a different code, right? Now, I think it's a lot simpler to look at it with the repeat blocks, and especially if this was a more complicated path, having those repeat blocks will help me like save space. So if I had to move twice, I would need 2 blocks, a move forward and a move forward, or a move forward and a repeat. That doesn't really save me any blocks. But if I have to move forward 3 times, I'm saving a block with each one. So it makes that whole thing just a little bit shorter and easier to look at. And if I made a mistake, easier to correct. All right. So pretty simple level. Again, I think lesson 2 or level 2, programming with the Angry Bird should be pretty simple. Hopefully you didn't have any problems getting through this. They will get more challenging. I know that the first 2 are very easy. The first bunch of them are very easy, and then they will get a lot more challenging. I like to think of these as kind of like math word problems, where you have to kind of figure out what the problem is and then figure out what the solution is. And you can work it out in multiple different ways to get the correct answer. So let me leave you with that for now. And I'm going to head back down into the big workspace. All right. So keep plugging along, keep trying, make sure that you're completing everything dark green. If you have anything that's light green, go back and try to figure out if there's a way that you can shrink the code to make it more efficient and easier to look at. And that way you'll get full credit and the correct answer. All right. Bye-bye.